Yep, it's my cows farting and burping. That's the problem. Welcome back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Got some. That's hawks. That's not our eagles. Anyway, so it is Sunday. So we got that wall down, and like I said, we're changing everything over to the 2x8s for framing up the walls. Yeah, you see the last part, I've had to put the frame on the other side of the post because the gate swings right close to the post there, so we had to do a little dog leg, but that's no matter. So I put the fence on this side of the post this time because the prevailing hardest winds are going that way. So that's why that one failed. This one failed because, well, somebody ran into the fence, part of the fence with the bale processor. Yeah, Mrs. Piper Dog, why'd you do that? So, yeah, we're just gonna put them on this side and same with that other fence. So, we had a good start at it, but that's a job for fall projects or wet weather. Boys are all hanging out up there. But today, sun is shining. We're gonna get the rake going and try and get this stuff that's been down a week raked up, dried out, and baled before Thursday, because they're talking rain Thursday. So let's get going. See, this is what I mean, all these little spots where it just wasn't ready for baling. Nice solid swaths. So it is dry on top, but as you can see, it's real green underneath. So we've got a good 3 days of sunshine and above 20 degrees, so yep, just keep doing that. There's another big part way up at the top of the field as well, so. And then we'll go and do the big field. Well, not big field, but the silage field. Pretty good swaths over there though. They're migrating. So yeah, whoops. Got this all raked up, some nice big swaths. Yeah, they're still kind of damp. And yeah, you'd be like, well, just let them dry out a little bit more. Well, if we had unlimited time, I would. But the one thing is, the swaths are pretty well smoked down, flat on the ground. So the air can't get under them and the ground is damp. So they're not so thick that when I put two into one, they're like smashed together. So there is sort of a little bit of a breather between them. But these, I'm doing it nice and slow. They sort of poof, like they flick it up. So they're sitting up sort of nice and airy. So I think it should dry out twice as fast sitting up close to 2 into 1 rather than leaving them for another day or two. Because like I said, Thursday there's a strong chance of rain. Get my girls. There's a strong chance of rain on Thursday, so yeah, I don't want to take that chance. And I'm pretty certain by Wednesday evening, this stuff should all go. And most of this stuff. The last stuff that was cut on the big quarter, that's going to be debatable. But we'll see where we get to raking today. Because this stuff and this stuff are the most important. This stuff is chiefly the most important because this is where I'm banking on most of our bales for second cuts. So Okay, get the rest of this raking done here. Holy moly! Didn't take long to go from that stuff to that stuff. Look at the size of those swaths. Yeah, that's not bad for a second cut. Woo! I'll take that. Like I said, I'm hoping this is where we're going to make up our bales for being short on the first cut. Should be a few loads out of this field. Nice. Like I said, it started off really thin down there, which is really odd because that's heaviest ground. I don't know why it didn't come back as well. Because in the videos before we left for Scotland, when I was up there loading bales, down here looked great. Just never came on. Now we got pretty decent swaths. Looks like it's starting to dry out pretty good too. You can see some leaves coming off a little bit, but not enough to be worried. So you can see the yellow stripe right down the middle of the swath. Well, mostly in the middle of the swath. That's where it's tucking the dry stuff right in the middle. So that'll give it some air to help that 2-in-1 dry out. Keep the air moving in and around it. Trying to keep the yellow bit as close to the middle. It actually depends on how you're straddling the row here. I don't know why, but I have to stay left of center to get it to run the yellow down the middle. You can see it wanders back there. It's because I'm not looking ahead of me, because I'm looking in the camera. You see it's back in the center now, because I'm left of center. So I don't know whether this frame's not straight, maybe. I don't know. That's it. Had a second cut all raked up. And yeah, that is third growth on the year. Now yes, this is actually fairly light land out here, so sandy. We did lose a lot of germination up here with wheat competition when we sowed it down after silage corn. But this is the difference, like I said. Getting it cut as close to Canada Day, getting it cut as close to the middle of August, and then you can be looking at a decent regrowth, because we have not had a lot of rain. Now I do know there's a lot of people with a lot less rain than we've had, but we are doing very well for what we have. So and the cows are just getting ready to head south, and I'm gonna head north. Meet you in the big quarter, folks. Yeah. Just done raking up all the low spots on this sparse part over here in the big hayfield, and now we're gonna go and start doing the big straightaway. Cows are all just kind of mingling. Anyway, yeah, it's just slim pickings on this paddock, but something's better than nothing. Ugh. It's loose. the biggest pipes in there, the hose clamp is loose. Come on, Dennis, do better, bud. Halfway across the field yet though, but it is slightly better, but not by a whole bunch. We might be getting a slightly better than half a bale to the acre, but it'll be more bales than we started with. Yeah, so you can kind of gauge it by the little snow catchers that's being left behind. So you get in here where it's nice and heavy and it's actually laid over, so figure that one out. Lots of hoppers though. Lots of hoppers and lots of gophers. And always be sure of those beggars. And the gophers will always be where your crop is best. Right there. And I guarantee you, up there, where there's that bank, there'll be some. See, there's one right there. Gophers always go where the crop is heaviest. And racket. Destructive little cretins. Down 9 o'clock. A little bit of dew is starting to show up, so that'll do for me. That'll do, donkey. Let her cool down. I don't know what happened. When they redid the pump, they've got the zero on the arm is wrong, so because if I put it back into the notch, see, it's engaged. But if I go to there, that's it zeroed. So we'll have to look into that. Bugs. Yeah, it's back warm enough that the bugs are going crazy again. 25 degrees today. So yeah, they're calling for pretty good chance of rain Thursday and Friday, and slight chance of rain for the 3 days after that. So yeah, like I said, people have wondered, why the heck am I going on cutting? Well, this stuff is actually almost beyond flowering now, so it needs to be down. And where it is good, it's laying flat down now. So I'd far rather it's cut, and then I can rake it at least. Because outside of it getting an absolute dose of rain on it, and if it does, I don't care. Because at least if this field is cut and we're going to get into the mid to high 20s, we might get some growth. So whatever, we keep going. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna head home. Boss lady said she wants to watch a movie tonight, so you gotta stop and watch a movie once in a while if you're not hard at it anyway. So see you in the next video.